Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome to another edition of Very Sky Rita Lee's video blog. I'm Rita, or as some would call you, Krabby here. Mother Fanny gave me the nickname Krabby. Yeah, I think it sticks. So, we got some updates for you today. Something very serious down the pipe. Very serious. First, I want to tell you a little bit of news that you might find a little bit of entertaining today, okay? I'll talk about Chloe in a second. Bless her heart. She got mad. I'll explain that in a second. But anyways, first on the list, YouTube removed a video saying something about me using it as false propaganda for the election of 2020. Apparently, election, whatever. And I said, look, election could be stolen. The election could be won. No one truly knows. I'm not going to go dig up information. Yet I sent Mama Pee-wee an email about YouTube removing a video from 2020 before, right after the election. Can you believe that? Let me read you the email. It says, want to let you know you reviewed your content. We think it violates the misinformation community. So now there's a misinformation policy. Wow, that took 2 years for them to go around. There's billions of videos out there, and they go and they attack mine. We may not know that you realize it's a violation, but we're not giving you a strike either. We're not applying a strike following content. 2020. 12/18/2020, 600 stimulus check, general chat, and updates. So apparently, people are now getting very cranky about my content. So for 2 years, they have not complained at all. I'm like the low man on the totem pole. So the point is there's people out there that just want to flag my videos because they can. Well, they can flag all of them they want, because frankly, I'll just keep making videos just to share with you what's going on in the world. Yeah. So I sent Mama Pee-wee and it said some out. And then when I went in to look more, let's finish the email. It says, misinformation's not allowed, double check. It says content that advances false claims, widespread fraud, errors, or glitches change the outcome of the 2020 presidential election is not allowed on YouTube. So they're now flagging things because of it. Really? I guess 12/18, I said something like, we don't know for the fact if the videos were I said, allegedly. I use the word a lot, allegedly. But we don't know what's happening with the election. Why 20 or 2022? People are all saying widespread fraud. I mean, look at what's her name. She wrote a 70-page document. Basically, a lot of people are pointing the finger saying she just can't accept the fact that Hobbs is the winner of Arizona. Who cares? Let's move on. We don't have much to sit here and complain about, right? But in the title, you guys are probably wondering, what is this thing about nuclear war? Well, I read the article today, flagged on my videos, and not flagged my videos, flagged on my program. You're wondering, what is it? Simple. Why are we prepping? Stuff like this comes out, right? I haven't checked the Dow Jones today. I better do that. I also got to go look for something, so bear with me while I'm talking to you tonight. Dow Jones dropped 305 points, so it's starting to make a descent down, apparently. It was rising up, and it went down today. Closed, previous day closed at 33,781, so it dropped 300 points. So, well, it goes up, goes down, Now, maybe Dow Jones is going down due to the fact that the American people and the engineers are tired of basically working and without days off. When you get sick, you get days off. When people work at a restaurant, they get sick, they get days off usually. People like Mother Pee-wee and Mother Fanny, when they're sick, they get days off. I hope they get days off. Thing is look around, okay? A lot of Americans out there, the stock market goes up and down, but nuclear war. Putin said he's thinking of scrapping his policy first. Policy first, right? See, the United States says that they're only going to retaliate if someone fires first on Americans, right? But he also said if someone uses one in Ukraine, then we would retaliate. NATO would retaliate. The problem is, does NATO truly have the backbone? You see, no one knows. I'm allegedly saying that the article came out on the mainstream media states that Putin's thinking of a strike first problem to get rid of people like us for whatever reason. I don't know. The article read it. I'll put, if you guys want me to post a link in the live chat, I will, but it was interesting. This is why we prep. Stock market can go up, can go down, can go up. No one cares about stock market. Most of you don't care about anyways. Some people say, well, how does it work? Why does it work? Well, what I understand is, and this is my own opinion, is you buy stocks, you invest in a company, and they make better products, and you get a return. And I think I'm getting a head cold. Just to let you guys know. Chloe's been sick too, so, but then again, I just got out of the bath, so that's why my hair is a little, wet. But anyways, got a couple things to look up. Anyways, the nuclear war is one reason why we're prepping. A lot of other people are prepping for natural disasters. So apparently in India uses a lot of Irish Spring. So yeah, let me see. So apparently Irish Spring's used for anyone. Okay, because I always thought it was a man soap. Okay. So anyways, a lot of you peeps out there have been asking, why are we prepping? Well, this is one reason. I mean, think about it. Putin decides he wants to strike first just because he can. He's got an agenda. So we have to prepare just in case, literally. And this is why. Now, natural disasters, yeah, we can prepare for volcano eruptions. We can prepare for earthquakes. We can prepare for flash floods. We can prepare for lightning storms. We can prepare for power outages. We can prepare for everything. The main one that people don't think about is nuclear war. They say, oh, nuclear war, it's just rattling the saber. Maybe. But the way he put it was, let me see about finding that article for you. I also got to go do a little window shopping for something important. Now, I was reading the news this morning on a mainstream website, Okay, so here it is. So it says, Putin floats possibility that Russia may abandon no first use nuclear doctrine. So Vladimir Putin, the second time this week, floated the possibility that Russia may formally change its military doctrine of not being able to the first to use nuclear weapons in a conflict, days after he warned of the increasing threat of nuclear war. They, the U.S., have their strategy in the documents it's spelled out. A preventive blow. We don't. We, on the other hand, formulated a retaliatory strike in our strategy. Putin said at a news conference in Kyrgyzstan's capital of Bishkek. Even if Russia were to retaliate immediately on seeing the launch of nuclear missiles towards, I'm not calling nuclear weapons, Putin said this means that the fall of the warheads of enemy missiles on the territory of the Russian Federation is inevitable. They will still fall. See? So he doesn't care if he wipes out the entire world, just make a point. See? Putin said the United States policy was not to exclude the possibility of disarming nuclear strike, while Russia's doctrines use nuclear weapons as the last resort. You see, the United States ain't going to push the red button just because they can, but apparently Vladimir Putin thinks we got to strike first. So we're talking about this disarming strike, and maybe think about adopting the best practices of our American partners and their ideas for ensuring their security. We're just thinking about it. No one was shy when they talked about it out loud in the previous times and years. If a potential adversary believes that it's possible use of theory of a preventive strike, and we do not, this still makes us think about those threats that are posed to us. The Biden officials have previously stated that Moscow has been warned about the highest levels of the consequences for use of a nuclear weapon in the war. Wednesday, Putin warned of the increasing threat of nuclear war while stopping short of pledging Russia would not be the first to resort to nuclear weapons in the conflict. As for the idea that Russia won't use such weapons first under any circumstance, that means we wouldn't be able to be the second to use them either, because the possibility to do so in case of an attack on our territory would be limited, he said Wednesday. So this was 2 days ago, but still. Putin comments comes as the war enters the winter, with Russia continuing to shell the eastern and southern parts of Ukraine and faces attacks on its own soil. Monday, Russia unleashed a fresh wave of drones and missile attacks targeting energy infrastructure across Ukraine. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky said the strikes caused extensive power outages in several regions, including Kiev and Odessa. This week, Russia said it was targeted several drone attacks, which attacked military infrastructures. Russian Defense Ministry blames the attacks on Ukraine, which has yet to offer a public comment on the explosion. So they're thinking the only way to resort to Russia is to, Ukraine is to drop a nuclear bomb. Now, the United States, it came out and said that the American people were basically, and Ukraine was asked for cluster bombs, basically, or bunker busters to take care of these problems. The problem is bunker busters are, if we deplete our own arsenal, we're screwed. We're not making it fast enough, and there's a lot of ammo shortages already in this country. China controls the saltpeter, supposedly. Allegedly, they control the saltpeter, so you get the entire picture here, what's going on. I'll give you guys the link too, so this isn't, but nuclear war. This is, they're talking about possibly, if I'm reading this correctly, a first strike. Now, a lot of people are panicked, about it, and saying, well, what are we prepping for? You got Democrats who are saying, well, if it happens, it happens. But, what's going to happen in the future, So, that was one of the biggest news things. Why are we prepping? It's news articles like this. It's got to keep it. Now, a lot of people say, oh, well, nuclear radiation, nuclear fire. That's why you get the iodine tablet. That's why you go to the preppers list, look over the things that we put together for you. Every item in the preppers list could be used for bugging in or bugging out, depending on your status and what you need. We just put together a list, and all you do is right-click it and add it to your shopping cart after you go into it, because, frankly, a lot of people have been worried about that because a lot of people have said that, Also, I want to tell you, there was a lady, the email came in, right? So I want to share with you an email that came in. I'm looking for the preppers list real quick. Yeah, here it is. I'll give you guys. So, for example, there's this lady, right? This lady turned around and literally attacked me. Attacked me. Not Zoe, but this one lady. And what happened was, this lady turned around and removed herself. She always comes and goes, I think this is the mole we have inside the YouTube channel. And, because she's the one attacked. Tony came back and told her, pipe it. And then she disappeared. I told her to basically back off and leave. She doesn't know what's going on when it comes to me and Chloe. Okay. So she went and defended Chloe. And then all of a sudden this email came in. Now, point is I went and told Chloe, we know it was her, but Chloe went to take a nap because she was pissed off. But the truth is this lady might be the one that sent the email out, because, frankly, the problem is she has no authority now to even post a comment. And let me repeat that, a comment on YouTube. She's been blocked. She was attacking me, and Tony went into defense mode, so I removed her from commenting on this channel. That's the only thing I can do. Now, that's the only thing I can do, I've also put in my spam program for that other email that I pointed the fingers, claiming it was Chloe. Turns out I'm positive it is most likely the that lady that attacked, and Tony went to defense mode. So it's probably not Chloe. I did point Chloe because, but point is, Chloe, I don't think she did it because this lady came right back and she's got 3 subscribers. And, thing is I put in my email filters on all my accounts that any email from these guys will go into the spam folder. So we don't have to worry about it as spam. But, just to let you know. So I'm not tolerating this this crap any longer. So why are we prepping? Nuclear war. Putin wants to use the button. The United States wants to do it last. Yeah. Can you believe that? The United States wants to do it last. Mm-hmm. So, coffee time with Rita today, is.
Last?
Well, you're up. What the fuck are you squabbling about?
You said that we're on.
The United States is going to only use it as a last resort. Remember that. Why are we prepping people? We're prepping because of that news article I just shared with you. We're prepping because Putin thinks the United States is too big for the britches and he might need to bring us down a notch or 3. And he's saying strike first as a preventive strike so we don't strike nuclear weapons first. He wants to review that so he can throw out his doctrine that only uses nuclear weapons in a retaliatory stance, which was going to teach that people like Korea, China won't use nukes. They will not. They're not smart. They'll only use nukes if we basically interfere, I think, with Taiwan. But China knows what the strength of the U.S. is. But
let me go to a little store and get you your.
Oh, yeah, a lotto ticket? Yeah, maybe. Anyways, the point I'm making is, look at this. The article came out, and like I said, Putin's thinking of changing it to a strike first, ask questions later. And this is a policy that if it's adopted, Iran could do the same. Korea could do the same. North Korea could do the same. China, I don't think, does it. Pakistan and India could. Literally, they could just be an all-out nuclear war because of one country thinking it's their sovereign leadership. We're not going to take out Russia. We're not planning to take Russia out. But him thinking that we're going to be loaning or giving cluster and bunker buster bombs to Zelensky is making him feel on edge. I mean, literally, bunker buster and cluster bombs are not nuclear weapons. They're conventional. But he's so worried that, our people are not worried. I mean, why does he want Ukraine? Because he wants to build Mother Russia back one piece at a time. But NATO said no. So look why we're prepping. We're prepping for natural disasters, yes. Are we prepping for nuclear war? Yes. This is what came up today when I woke up out of bed. Besides Chloe snipping at things. But we won't go there. And then, I smell clean, though. I told Dinky I was going to take a bath. Oh, yeah, I need to go shopping for that coffee cup. That was broke, so I need to find it again.
What do you want for dinner tonight, or you have to decide?
I don't know.
How about pot pie?
Can this one get any bigger?
How about one of those pot pies for dinner?
Maybe.
If you aren't sure, then
pot pies. I'm thinking. I just woke up. Here we go.
When I go out, I'm only gonna get those papers and the milk. You want organic milk, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get you organic milk.
So apparently there's a 15 ounce and an 11 ounce. Well, which one's which? I think mine's what, the 15 ounce cup, you think? It doesn't say on the packet, so.
What are you looking at?
A replacement coffee cup. I found the cup. It's white, but is it 15 ounces, as you think? let's experiment real quick. 15 ounces. Let's grab a measuring cup and we'll fill it up real quick. Should be a measuring cup around. It'll take but a second. So we need 16 ounces of water. There's a plastic one, but it leaks. So 8 ounces. All right, so then you take this. Okay, another 8 ounces. All right, so it's a 15-ounce cup. There we go. We got that mathematically figured.
How many tickets do you want?
I only buy one. Okay, so.
And which one is it?
The Mega Millions with the multiplier, I think. Okay, so let me send this off to Dinkster real quick. So apparently it's this one. This one will work. Okay. Send it off to my cousin Dinky. That's the 15 ouncer. Yeah, it is. Yeah, okay. Ceramic. So I found it. So we just go Dinky, which Dinky's, you know.
I'll take the phone. I'm gonna go.
So she was asking about dinner tonight. I don't know. I'm still pissed off at the store and the macaroni and cheese. You know, oh my god. I mean, literally, that's just.
That as well.
Oh, do you have the receipt?
Yes, right here.
All right, cool. We know how that plays out with the argument, because frankly, those dipshits owe me mac and cheese because they basically sold us expired mac and cheese. Chloe's a vicious wolf. She'll take care of it. She needed the extra nap. By the way, Chloe, while you're out, I need to pick up something. If you can pick it up at King's, I think they have it. I want to get some dates on it. Well, then grab a generic then. You gotta be joking. They don't. Well, I'm gonna take a shot of this. I got a head cold coming on. See, I actually don't take meds unless I have to, peeps. And today I'm taking a med because of it, Well, let me enjoy this stuff. Tastes like crap anyway, so hold on. Chloe can use the nighttime stuff they want, so. You do know if you're not feeling too well, we do have 2 bottles of nighttime stuff for you. That would put you to sleep right away. Well, that stuff also helps you get better. It's nighttime equivalent to NyQuil. You do it right before bed. I probably will. Problem is, it always basically lets me, So, anyways, you guys got the preppers list. So, like I sent you guys, I sent you the preppers list. So, one of the things, like I said, for you preppers out there is why are we prepping? It's because we have to prep because it's stuff like this. I mean, literally. Could it be that maybe the elections didn't go according to Putin's own plan, supposedly, allegedly? So, he's basically coming up with this idea. Literally. Rumor has it that if Donald Trump was in office currently, hypothetically, allegedly, that he would allow Putin to do what he wants. But instead, Biden's basically standing there saying, no one knows, there's someone there, And apparently we don't mind giving up free weapons to Ukraine because the military-industrial complex will just make it back when the taxpayers have to replace it all. Literally. So to us, it is what it is, So, anyway, so a lot of you preppers out there, I'm glad to have you guys here today. I'm glad to have you guys talk today. Like I said, prepping is something that's very important to a lot of people, So, yeah, I gave Dad some movies last night. All right, let me email Dinky, let her know I found it. 15-ounce cup. There, now we know. I was larger than that, but you know what? Measuring cup does work. Dinky got me the red one, but there is no more red one. Yes, I found it on Amazon. So anyways, a lot of people have been curious about the update. Well, let me just tell you politely. So I got up this morning, and first thing I did was I went to call Chloe because Chloe had my phone. And, it said, missed calls, like 3 or 4. So I called back. Chloe rushes at her and said, your phone. I said, I was calling you. Didn't know you were here. So Chloe says, yes, I'm here. She says, do you want your coffee? And you know me, I went to bed a little earlier last night. And I slept I think 9 hours. I was just so exhausted. I got up. I was like, I got up, right? And Chloe was like, I don't remember what time she was like, oh, yeah. So anyways, I'm going to go out and see the doctor and do this. And I said, make sure to do these errands too, just make sure we have everything sealed and ready to go. Okay, no problem. Then what happens? She leaves, right? So I roll over and go back to bed. I literally am like, okay, I'm rolling over. I'm going back to bed. So what happened? I rolled over and went back to bed. And then all of a sudden, I called. She was already in. She's like, I picked up pot pies tonight. And I'm thinking to myself, okay. I didn't authorize pot pies for her. I picked it up on my dime. Thought we could have those filling pot pies. Well, the thing is, yesterday's video was shrinkflation, literally, we bought some Hungry Mans. Chloe opened up her current box of, yesterday, her current box of I'll show you what she was eating, right? This stuff. They're like chicken nuggets now. They're not even chicken tenders. They're like little chicken nuggets. They've cut it down in size, 60% less, and they charge you like $5 for this mega meal or something, right? And I'm sitting there, right? It might be bad for Chloe, but it's whatever she wants to eat, right? So what happened? She turned around. She said, "No, these aren't even filling anymore." Well, she goes and she buys these pot pies. I've always asked if there's only chicken or beef. I'd like to see if there's a beef pot pie. But she buys these, right? These things are huge. One of these are so damn filled to the top that it's like the biggest pot pies. I don't even know what they charge for them. That's the thing. I think they're like $5 pot pie. But the thing is they're so filling. You can cook 4 and then have leftovers the next day, literally. Or you can just leave them frozen and cook them as is, But I figured, And and the next day, if you reheat them, if you have extras, damn, they're fully filling. I've never felt filled with one. Now, with Chloe, of course, we were joking the other day about the Hungry Mans. They should be renamed Hungry Boys because, frankly, the size of the Salisbury steak. So, Banquet apparently is cutting their Salisbury steak meals down. The other day I went and I got a 6-pack. This was a while ago, 6-pack, right? They were like this, the same size as a Hungry Man. So I was like, what the fudge is this crap? 6-pack, they're calling it family size. They're a little smaller than a hamburger patty. Literally, they're like half the size of a hamburger patty. And it's like, what the hell are you guys doing over there? We're going to cut costs. Really? You cut costs and then you cut product and then you raise price. People are going to basically get tired of it and turn around and say, if I'm paying for full price for this crap, I might as well make fresh Salisbury steak. And Chloe makes a damn good Salisbury steak. She was supposed to do it Sunday. I think Sunday's going to church and meat in this. It's Salisbury steak. See, we're just making a little joke here. We're supposed to have manicotti tomorrow. So one of the things Chloe asked me when she came in today was, about the store, She said, "Oh, did you need anything?" Because I was like, "Oh, I want a lotto ticket, but don't worry about it." And then she asked me about any other items I needed. Well, I'm a milk drinker. Okay, I'll drink 2 or 3 glasses of milk before bed because that's me. I like milk. I'd rather have milk than a cool glass of bourbon, right? So the milk's down to here, right? It's a little over a third. So I said to her, the Dairy Gold's really getting to me. I think it's the flavor. I need to check out other milk. What happened to Dairy Valley? Chloe says, "Oh, they took it away." So Dairy Valley was in a milk that's made in, I think it's made up in Linden or something, right? Mount Vernon or something. So I said, "Okay, no problem." So then Chloe says, "Oh, you really want one?" And I said, "Yes, I do." Then I said, "But if they don't have it, we're stuck." She said, "Well, is there anything else?" I said, "I'd like to try organic milk again, just to see if the flavor is a little better than the Dairy Gold, because the 2% tastes funny, the 1% tastes funny. Unless I have a new variant of coronavirus, which, knock on wood, I don't. More likely, I have a head cold, which means my taste buds aren't that good, anyways." And Chloe's always, "Oh, well, So she asked me, "What do you want for dinner?" Well, I had the barbecue sausage roll last night. It was damn tasty, I tell you. I ate it and I was happy. Chloe, of course, she's sitting there watching me, and she's like, "When are you gonna ever get that mission done?" I hope soon. I hope they didn't take it away. Frankly, rumor is going around on Reddit, on my game, that they took away a mission. It's like, why take away them? Then they tried peddling the new anniversary edition for like $60. Actually, it's $70. So I was like, who's gonna pay $70 for an updated version when I already have the physical edition? A lot of people aren't paying it either. It's an 11-year-old game that they're trying to milk the cash cow. And yet, talking on news, Microsoft's being sued by the FTC. The FTC just came out, did a low blow saying, "Look, you're going to try to control the gaming market in the next 10 years. We're not allowing it. So, no, you can't buy." You're allowing Elder Scrolls 6 to be exclusive. And they're like, "Oh, well, we didn't rule out that it's going to be for PS5 or Switch. We're ruling it out as it's going to be a starter exclusive." Well, you know what? One of the things I've learned about the gaming community is, take the example Exceed, right? Exceed will come out and say, "Oh, there's a new Harvest Moon game coming out for Switch." A remake, right? It's called Story Seasons now. So what happens? They turn around and they keep the contract for a year and a half, and then after that year and a half, they port it to another system. Then people can play it on another system, saying, "Oh, I don't want to Switch. I want to play on PS4 or PS5." Done. Whereas Nintendo or Microsoft, like, "Yeah, we gotta have it only for Xbox. So if people want to play it, they get a top of the line computer or they buy an Xbox." No one's gonna buy an Xbox. Those things are a piece of junk. I don't know how many times family has had to replace their Xbox before throwing it out and saying, "You know what, I'll just stay with Sony." Because mostly Sony's, Sony makes a great system, and they're, even in Japan, a lot of people believe in Sony because it's a Japanese company over freaking Xbox. I mean, literally, Xbox sales in Japan is shitty. And the other one, Steam Deck wants to get on board, but thing is, they're selling 64 gig, and you got to buy a memory card and stick up a 1 gig or 2 gig or 3 gig memory card just to store your games on it to play. For your library, and the battery's like 2 to 3 hours before you got to charge. It's like, who's going to be carrying around a Steam Deck? Literally, I would, but then again, it's expensive. And there's a wait list apparently still. People are like, but then again, there's computer chip shortage and there's stockpile shortage, and so a lot of people, So with me, I download games that I see that are affordable. So, for example, that's part of my prepping thing is I use games as a form of escape. And that's the thing. It's like I was telling Joey one day on something or other. I can't remember what it was. It was on the Discord. I use it as a form of escape. So, So currently, for some of you wondering about Zoe's package, it's moving through the logistics of it departed out of Dallas, Texas Logistics Center, and it's working its way to Chicago. So I'm gonna, go Google Maps. I'm just curious, because Zoe should be happy if she is watching us under cloak and dagger that her Dallas. I'm checking Google Maps. Texas. All right, so and then go directions. I just want to see directions. Looks pretty good for Dallas. To Chicago. Chicken in the car. Car goes. That's how you spell Chicago. A little river runs through it. Okay, so Dallas is 14 hours and 13 minutes. So by truck. So it's got to go through apparently the main road. So if it's going by, it's priority mail. So it says it will be delivered between Saturday and Monday, give or take. So, so it's got to go through Kentucky apparently. So, if they're going that way, then, so it's kind of funny how the United States shows this, right? 900 miles, So technically, you got 968 miles from Dallas going to her. So it's not bad. I guess Chicago is mostly the hub because I found that the main hubs on the East Coast and the West Coast are more there. Everything else in between is, just states, that I don't know how to explain the U.S. It's like, you look at certain states, like Washington. Washington's on the West Coast. And they got Oregon, California. Then as you farther move in, you got Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. Then in the center, you got like Utah, Colorado, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Wyoming, Montana, and then you go. Chicago must be like another hub because it's like it's like looking at these maps. It's like some of these bigger cities: Dallas, Houston, San Diego, Los Angeles, San Fran, Portland, Seattle. Those are like they feel like major hubs, and then New York, and you go down the coast, but then going through other places doesn't feel like major hub. They say, oh, Colorado is a major hub. Yeah, it's a stopover. It just feels weird, but 968 miles. No one knows where it's at, but it left. So if it's traveling the way I think it is, it's got to go through Missouri, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, and then to Illinois. So, no, it skips Kentucky. It goes directly to I think Illinois. So Mississippi, Tennessee, Illinois. So we'll see. We will see how it plays out soon. I'm just excited to hopefully see her expression or reaction to her present because I'm excited that it went. I gotta go down next Thursday to send out presents, so I was sending Mike's coffee out Thursday and Friday of next week, Magic Mike and Zoe's other presents. Then it's all good. Then it's all good. I asked for organic milk because the other one doesn't taste good. But the thing is, Chloe's like, "What do you want for dinner?" Well, I don't know what I want for dinner. That's the thing. I'm very picky when it comes to my dinner. What do I want for din? I don't know. I do know the electric bill is going to be going through the roof. I think soon. I did turn the heater up to maintain it because I woke up this morning under 2 wool blankets, toasty. But as soon as I hopped out of bed, living in a basement sucks, So, and Chloe's got my mailbox key anyways. I was going to ask for it eventually so I can go check the mail. I got some letters to send out, some Christmas cards too. So, apparently, I need to get my cousin Familla's email address. She was talking about a memory of Christmas cards the other day. And I said, sure, I'll gladly send you a Christmas card, so I'll get her address, fill it out, send her one, because I am the way it is. So another scammer messaged me again, figures. I'll follow back. Apparently they claim they're in the military and they're a lesbian. Yeah, Too many lesbian military people coming out wanting transgender people for some reason or scamming. I feel it's a scammer again, this stuff. But anyway, so talking about prepping, right? Well, let me look for a second. I need to make sure we have everything. Shrinkflation, that was yesterday. Food costs, that's the other thing we're prepping for is food costs. A lot of people say to me, oh, well, what are we doing? How come we're doing it? I did email Higgins. I had a question for him. Apparently, he's been sleeping. Apparently, old man Higgins is finally hitting decrepitude. Have to be a joke about that. So, prepping. Why were you prepping? Nuclear wars, news, and more. So,
Here's the mail.
oh, thank you. God bless you. See, that's the electric bill. That's Amazon. Apparently, Amazon has something to send you. You want me to open it for you?
Yeah.
Usually, I handle all the administrative duties. So, apparently, you're a Prime member now?
Yeah, apparently.
So, if you're a Prime member, they're telling you that you get free Amazon Prime Music for 3 months.
Cool.
So, you're a Prime member. I didn't know you're a Prime member.
Yeah.
You did it for the food stamp thing? Oh, what's this? This is for you.
Let's see what that one is.
State of whatever. I always do the administrative duties. She's always, I always tell her, everything. So it says here, beginning January, you lose $40 on your food stamps due to the fact the cost of living and your Social Security check went up 8.7%. So
great.
So apparently you're going up to $1,100.
$1,100 and how much?
That's it, $1,100 even.
So they're cutting down my food stamps because of it.
Yeah, they always do that. Higgins always complained about that too. I said that's what happened in her. Let me see how they deduct this because I think it'd be interesting for you guys to learn a lesson real quick on it. Okay, let's see here. Chloe's curious. So she's got $1,100. They're giving standard deduction of $193. They're giving $332 for her housing deduction. What is her housing currently? $323. So they and then total deduction, and then they're saying her $574 is extra income, and then household of one minus this, which is budget. So they're taking away the $281 for food stamp. So current food stamp rate here for the extended food stamp is approximately $281. That's what we're getting. Fortunately, they're saying as of January 1st, it's $108. So unless they're giving the extended, the $108 is what her basic's going to be. Still is better than what I get, which is $14. So there you have it. So Chloe's curious about that. So, this is what happens when you get a cost of living increase every year. Chloe's always like, oh, I'll leave this with Chloe anyways, but still. So, Chloe's always talking about the administrative duty. She hates mail. It's a bill I handed to her. This is the internet, the electric bill. That's already taken care of this month. So, anywho, that's why you guys get what you get, Now I got to open this up and toss out I'm going to throw out this measuring cup that's leaky. It's time to get rid of something that's broken. So Chloe's going to call me about dinner tonight. It's bad. She's going to eat it fast and see that mold growing on it. All right. So was talking about hamburgers. So anyways, yeah, so Chloe was kind of snippy today, But I told Chloe, I basically, the story goes with Chloe is, I said to Chloe, I said, we know it's you. You want to pin it on Zoe because you can't admit, that she got into a violent rage. And she went to bed. I farted around for a bit, emailed some people, had to do some business emails, mostly to Dinky about the stockings. Chloe said, I don't want a stocking. Called my cousin a redneck hilljack as usual. And white trailer trash. Hey, come here. Everyone wants to see you on video today. This is my service dog, Moppy. Says hello. Talk to them. Hello, everyone. On today's episode of Moppy Says, make sure to prep extra treats for your doggos. See, I work on YouTube, so I get an extra treater from time to time. So that's what's going to be talked about today is extra treaters. We got to thank Mama or Grandma Fanny for the extra treats. She got me a box of treats. And I think it's time for me to do my treats. And so But you also got to make sure that everything is prepared and prepped in case. Make sure to get your doggies what they need for their doggy prepping needs. And then we're all a happy go lucky family. Yeah. And always prep right. Yeah, prepper's list is right there. Hey, Mom, did you order me a Christmas present? No, I haven't ordered any more presents. Grandpa got his. Um, Grandma Fanny doesn't want any. Grandma Pee Wee doesn't want any. That just leaves you. You and Chloe. Chloe doesn't deserve anything. Yeah. I don't know. Everyone deserves a present, I think, at Christmas time. But then again, Chloe doesn't think the same. She just thinks she deserves everything. Yep. Told her to go buy what she wants, but nope. So, what do we do for dinner tonight, huh? Oh, yeah. Come here. Let's move this. There we go. Oh, yeah. You ready for your treater, huh? You ready for your treater, son? It's my son, my child. Anyone hurts him, gets my boot up their ass. Oh, what, huh? What is it, Grumpy, huh? Well, you don't like sitting on Santa's lap and saying what you want for Christmas, huh? Okay, we'll get you a treater. Come on. Mama's gonna get you a treater. And yes, I actually was blushing the other day with Dinky. She said a real real woman puts up with people's shit like Chloe's shit. That made me feel good, something of that effect. So there you go. And I get payments from Aunt Tara too. And then Mama Fanny and Mama Pee Wee and Mommy Rita is already paid for, and Uncle Higgins. That would mean you get 10 treats. You don't get 10 treats, you get 2 treats. You actually get 2 more today. Your last pill's gonna be taken. Crap, did she get to the vet again? I'm not calling. I ain't gonna bring it up. I'm gonna have to write a note. That's gotta have to be paid on Monday. I mean, literally. What the hell? What is this news? So apparently, Patty Murray of Washington State's now third in line to the president, President Pro Tem Pro. Hmm. Figures. So this news here was this DEA agent, right, is complaining that we swapped Brittany Grimer for the Merchant of Death. Mm. So this guy's complaining we couldn't get 2 people for the price of 1. We got a wind advisory coming in again. A lot of these news articles are pretty entertaining. Republican congressman and begs. So apparently, the latest news was Donald Trump didn't get contempt of court, blah, 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 but still it's a bunch of BS. The news is just full of crap, we prisoner swaps and, prepping and everything else, So, I don't know what to say. Anyways, what do I want for dinner tonight? Well, I don't know. Mac and cheese would have been nice. And Spam, but pot pies could be a method too. I think Chloe likes them. That's why she got them. I can't complain. A free pot pie, actually. I wouldn't mind not a free pot pie, but still, I'm always in the mood for something. Banquet's getting to the point where basically being stingy when it comes to food. They're always being stingy somewhere. I'm gonna go into Amazon for a second. I got something I need to do anyways. Order I need to check on. A lot of people have been asking me about different things, and I'm like, I'm just tired of just cancel this items because I don't want to pay $50 for something. Reviews aren't out yet. I'm not going to give Amazon $150 out of my own pocket because they're Peckerwoods. There it goes. People say to me, oh, yes, well, I just don't want to pay Amazon for the reviews haven't come out yet. Most people are saying on professional reviews. All right. So there you go. Now they can't basically sit there and say, oh, we're billing you for because I don't want it. Reviews haven't come out yet. So I can always check my canceled orders anyways later. There we go. See? Box set. There we go. Yeah, so Dad talked about the fudge coffee Keurigs, that he got. Oh my God, you wouldn't believe what happened with that. So he emails me, right? He messages me, and I love Dad. He says, oh, I had this coffee thing you got me for Christmas. Yeah. Anyways, the problem with the Christmas, I'm like, yeah, is, which reminds me, eventually I gotta program my thing again to make sure I have the thingamabobs in for What is it? You got food and you got water. What are you grumping about, Grumpy? See, he's grumping again. He's like, I ain't want food. Anyway, so basically the thing was trying to figure dinner out. I always check the ads. She was like, "Oh, is it the marketplace today?" Yeah, and I always joke with her. And so let's see, deli meat, sausages, and meatballs. I haven't had a meatball thing the other day. We looked at meatballs. You're gonna laugh at this. We looked at meatballs, right? And the meatballs, they cut the meatball in half size wise. I was like, what the hell is this? Oh, it's a family meatball thing, I mean, you know, there's a friend of mine on Instagram emailed me that, and I was like, what the hell is that? It's smaller. One of my neighbors basically messaged me with some problems. The problem is no one knows what the hell's going on, and so. Anyways, YouTube's been deleting videos and etc. But there's not much news today either, except the rattling of that, people in the stock market going down, and Higgins is like, oh, I'm thinking of it. Higgins is sleeping off and on. I need to get in touch with Higgins when he wakes up so we can talk about that project, he's there's a project I want to put him on before Christmas. I think he can get it done in a couple of hours and send me the report, because he's a great guy. He's always talking about wanting more gift cards. Well, this might just handle him another gift card anyways and get it done. I mean, it's the season of giving anyways, right? So, to me, I appreciate Higgins, everything he does, Rossi Posse, yeah, great wine. Yeah, let me guess, they're going to start deleting videos, booze in it. This violates the terms of their alcohol, whatever. Yeah, I mean, literally, we got one thing, it's a million others, So apparently there's this lady who claims to be in the military. I'd rather look at Shih Tzus or little golden doggies. I mean, these doggies are so cute. I keep talking about getting one for getting a companion for Moppy. We tried looking at the videos, but apparently my neighbor, right? She turns around and she's like, the Connors, that's what Zoe calls her. And she's like, oh, I'm on a wait list for a poster. Yeah, if you want a freaking bigger box, they give you a key to the freaking parcel boxes. So they put a key in there and they go unlock the parcel boxes. Most people have their parcels going home. She doesn't realize that. She wants the giant box. I said, oh, how big? Because she's on the list for like the giant box. And it's like, dude, all you need for your mail is a regular post office box, But some people just don't understand. My mom used to joke, what, are we stupid females? Depends. I mean, literally, I've done my research so many times over. My mom basically always came to me for knowledge, at times. Fortunately, my mother is my mother, but my sister, on the other hand, well, still sad that she's passed away. You got forced. Oh, didn't even know I had coffee still in here. Better not be, what. I don't want freaking Ebo things. So, anyways, Chloe asked me about skipping YouTube today. I said, nah, the thing was I was going to, but, then she got combative cranky, and then I decided, to go and take a bath. She was like, oh, I need to take a bath. I haven't taken one today. I really get upset when she says that because, the thing is I do care to a point. So it's like, what's holding you back? But funny. She said, well, the water tank's not spewing hot water. So we're in the basement, so the water's a little colder in the wintertime. So she's like, oh, really? I said, yes, really. She's like, oh, really? I said, yes, really. She's like, oh, well, she got mad today because, she was out and about, right? And I don't know if this is true or false. This is coming from Chloe's answer. Because she sat down with me when I was waking up. She says, oh, do you want coffee? And I'm like, oh, okay. Pushes it, and I'm sitting there, and I said, so what's on your mind? Buttercup, Because, I'm always polite, I call Zoe Princess. She's like, Yeah, I went to see the doctors for our glasses. I said, oh, yeah, how'd that go? Oh, he ain't in until Monday. I said, oh, well, we got till Monday. It's fine. And she's like, but your glasses are failing. I said, yeah, the film inside, that's what Zoe says. The film inside's dissolving. I said, she's like, you barely see. I mean, I'm playing a game, right? And I call her the backseat driver. She's like, oh, no, go to the left, go to the left. I'm like, well, I already went left. There's nothing. You're moving too fast. My eyes are programmed to look for the switches, not for her to tell me there's some mushrooms on the floor to collect for, She's like, oh, I guess. And well, then we figured. Then we figured out. She's like, oh. So I was like, cool. She's like, yeah. And I was like, right on. She's like, yep. I'm like, sweet. She's like, yeah. But she's like, so today she was talking about glasses, and she's like, I really need to see. And I'm like, yeah, maybe then you could see at the grocery store. That's what I was telling Dad. I said, what if Chloe's losing her vision? I mean, a lot of people sit there and they attack me. Oh, you're making Chloe sicker and she ain't. I mean, literally, Chloe turned around today and she said, oh, I made from her own words, she says, oh, I made a couple of contacts today. And I said, really? That's great news. What contacts, I spoke to the manager and I spoke to the advocate about the glasses. I said, oh, yeah, you're meeting up with her on Thursday. She asked me if I wanted to come. And I said, well, as long as it's a decent conversation. And I said, so what happened? Because I'm always nosy, She said, well, I said, I heard you guys conversing the other day while Rita was on the phone. She says, yeah. And you said something about take me off the lease. Manager's going to remove me. By law, you can't remove me. And I said, so how did that play out with your meeting? She said, well, first it was glasses, get your appointments, pay for your appointments, and we'll come in with a check for 2 pairs of glasses. Now, if Rita can cover her own glasses, even if it's a little more money, Rita, should try first, but depending on how much, right? And then she said, well, I said, that's beneficial, I'll see how much these cost after the, because I prefer these frames, I told them this is the frames I want. This is what I want. They're very cute, little cute glasses, that's why I chose them. I chose the old granny glasses because, they're small and that's what I want, Anyways, as long as they're not bifocals, right? So she turns around and she said the other thing was about the manager, and talking about us. You guys want to remove me. Why? Well, advocate said, well, you're not getting better. You're basically screaming, yelling, making threats. We know you lost your cell phone Rita was paying because you kept calling up agencies or groups that basically turned around, and you were using the phone as a weapon. So then Chloe's like, oh, and that was it, And she said, so you want to get rid of me and your temper and you're loud and you're obnoxious. You make threats. I mean, literally. What the hell is that noise? It's the door. The door. Well, there's only one person watching right now. I'm going to use the restroom. So I told Chloe, there you go. See, the door's closed. You can go back to the nipple. Hey, how you doing, baby? Huh? I love you. Yeah, I love you. You're my baba, my baby, my bobo, my boy. What up, huh, son? You happy? You have food, water, food? And food, Chris. I get no food. No food, yeah. You have more food than you know what to shake a stick at. The only thing we have 2 things that we got to take care of. Talking about a story, I have a story for you all that might be of an interest. I know Zoe likes stories. So there's this one story I want to tell you about tonight. It's a sentimental story, you can say. Because, I love all of you and I like to teach you guys a lesson. So there's a couple things I want to share with you, okay? Something that's entertaining factor. Hey, how you doing, huh? One of the things I want to share with you tonight is very important to me. Very important to me. Okay, did Chloe call me yet? When did she call me yet? Oh yeah, she did. Called me 2 minutes ago. Let's get this done then. I'm gonna talk to Chloe about Din Din, you know. She said pot pies or something. You know, I want my meatloaf. The store doesn't sell meatloaf. I'd get some meat or loafer. Too bad we don't have decent fish and chip shops here at this time of night. Chloe's cool. I think she got the multiplier. I hope. Told her to get the multiplier and more. That's like $8 out of my pocket. Cool. Is everything there expired then? All right. Well, grab the white cheddars and that'd be fine. What are we doing for dinner? Well, I don't mind mac and cheese and spam, but I also want to know what you're thinking. Okay, we can do that. I mean, that's fine by me. I mean, it's that or something else. I mean, I was looking forward to a nice pot of macaroni eventually, pot of ramen. I've also been craving grilled cheeses eventually and tomato soup. Okay, whatever works. You know. Oh, I do got a nosy question. I know you might get mad at me for asking this, but did you take care of the vet bill today for me? Right, okay, don't worry about it then. Okay, cool. So what's going on? What are they arguing about? Okay, well, thank you. Okay, toodles. Bye bye. So apparently, all the cheddar Havarti and the sharp cheddar cheese, if you were listening to the conversation, was basically expired. They actually had a lady there that's basically now looking at all the mac and cheese, finding out that 2/3 of the mac and cheese there apparently is expired. Basically, the lady was thankful that Chloe brought it to the attention because Chloe was going to take it to the health department. She said so. Instead, they're giving us some extra bonuses. So yeah, I told Chloe just get it done. When they ran down there the check and said, "Oh my God, the entire stack," they had like a case of mac and cheese. Okay, so can we get to the story now? Because I like talking about stories and stuff, so this is very important. Okay, a lot of people sit there and say, "Oh well, you're letting Chloe do your bidding." No, Chloe's not a slave. Okay, that's the thing. Chloe owes me money, and the only way to get paid back is for her to do chores and and etc. However, Chloe's not panicked that she's going to be kicked out because of her temper. Unfortunately, one of the things I talked to Chloe talked to the Advocate 3 about was the whole email thing. And apparently Chloe says, "Oh, Rita's computer is unsecure. I can just get into it and send you a copy of the emails that Rita saved." And so Chloe did that apparently, and the lady was furious because when I got my email this morning, I was like, and the lady's like, "Oh my God, Rita was talking about this, read it to me." But I had, thing is, the advocates basically said that, literally there's only one mental health place here. Now, the thing is why did I do whatever I did? I did it because, did I dox her? No, I didn't. Thing is I spoke about her last name was not disclosed. I don't know her last name. That's the thing. But I wouldn't use her last name. A lot of people say, "Oh, well, and several of my moderators emailed saying it wasn't really doxing. It was basically saying the mental health system's broken. I mean, literally. And one of the main reasons I was going to tell you, I have this story I want to tell you too. But a lot of you people out there who I love dearly say to me, well, what was the whole point of the mental health system? That video before, it was removed. YouTube was now one lady who subscribed to us, she literally today, the one that I told her to F off, she's basically allowed to watch videos, but she's not allowed to comment on videos. I won't allow her to comment because I'm positive she's the one that sent the email out being negative, because I don't think Zoe did it. I don't think Zoe's pissed. I think Zoe's trying to get through her what do you call it, her book done, in a timely fashion. So without loafing around, she knows I cater to everyone. Zoe knows this. I mean, I'm just excited to see, So when I get done with this video tonight, I got to talk to Dad, and then I'm going to sit down and play a Skyrim again. Fortunately, I'm working on a big project trying to get the house and trying to trigger a mission, which means I got to basically stay out of the fort. I've been using the fort as my home because they're not giving me a home or a storage area. People say, oh, just jump into this and go to Windhelm. They won't even let me buy a home in Windhelm, which reminds me while we're talking about these, literally back in Oblivion days, you could just basically, buy it. You need to impress Laurel. You are Riften. Okay, how do I? Okay, hold on. Accept all cookies. I just want to see this. Okay, so I own the house in Whiterun, Breeze Home, Hiren Windhelm, Blood on Ice Quest, which you can trigger by heading in the graveyard. Okay, so this one is the Blood on Ice quest, which you can trigger by heading to the graveyard. Yeah. Speak to Joralith in the Palace of Kings, who will sell it to you. I did. How to unlock? You have to buy this on your way, becoming Thane of Riften. So do this by completing the Skooma Dealer quest. Chat to Wujita in the Riften Fishery. So all I got to do is do that mission to get it. So talk to the lady. Okay. This one is Proudspire Manor. I already finished that one. Vinrindle Hall. These is assigning the Stormcloaks. Otherwise, go to the Understone Keep with a marker on top of the Jarl England. Earn his trust, complete his quest line. Steward Rarick will allow you to buy it. So, okay. And then this one here is Heljar Chin Hall, the Pale Hold. Just follow the road south, Giant's Gap, unlock and lock, chat to whoever Jarl's down, start Whitehall to get the ball rolling on becoming Thane. The quest Waking Nightmare and killed by nearby Jaren. The Jarl Breen, depending on his main story, action, grant Yax and Mito. Here's it. Okay. And then Falkreath Hold. The letter from the Curse saying that will not become a level 9 and above. See the letter come to you. You need an authorization to complete the walkthrough. Okay, so this is Falkreath Hold, and then this one is how to unlock Hyman Von. Jarl Ingrod, start laid to rest quest on when the steward asks about buy a house, you won't buy it, so you gotta have a plot of land. So if I go to those three places off and on while waiting for the great game, great game. I'd like to get a hard copy of the updated strategy guide that has everything. They're like a couple $100, but you know what? I'd be using that every day and babying the book because I am a Skyrim player through and through. Yeah. And they should be bringing out a anniversary edition soon of Skyrim's books, I would hope. That means a hardbound version would be cheaper, but then it'd have everything plus some, and then we wouldn't be paying for the limited edition copy. That was one of the jokes I made. I think I upset Zoe. Okay, me and P, we were talking the other day. She said, "Oh, maybe I pissed her off." Well, maybe, but we were talking about who the one wrote the email. And there's like three possibilities. Zoe's like absolutely wasn't me. Absolutely wasn't me. Zoe was pinning it on Zoe, right? So Chloe was like, "It's Zoe. It's Zoe." Whereas when I confronted her, Chloe got combative and went to bed. But the thing is, Dinky thinks it's Chloe. Fortunately, Chloe got mad, called Dinky a redneck killjack. Problem is, do we really know what's going on? No, we don't. We don't know who it is. I mean, my connections aren't saying much. But point is what we were talking about with, Zoe was her presence been shipped. I'm excited to see. I got to send her a tracking number when it comes to the crayons. And I'm going to do priority. Actually, I thought about sending regular mail for the magnets because, frankly, I want to get the magnets sent shortly. But the stockings were the first priority, and once they're delivered, I will get the magnets sent out next week. I just want to make sure because. There's two options, there's actually three options of countering for Zoe's present, and one is I'm excited, honestly, that I think it came out gorgeous. I mean, literally, I don't think Dinky could have done any better with Zoe's. Zoe's was very, professional, whereas, uh, my cousin, my sister Teddy, she's got basic standard size stockings, and you know, but there's a lot of people out there. There's a couple people out there. First Chloe was blaming, drama is the spice of life, as Piper says. Big Phil. Fortunately, it is, but the thing is Chloe was like, oh well, could have been Big Phil that did the email, or it could have been Tony because Tony's not around. Tony's not around. Zoe's not around. And Piper pops in from time to time, And I was hoping to hear if Piper had any ideas in an email, for, so, there's all these things going around. But anyways, you guys are probably here about the story. And I know Zoe's like, oh, I love your stories. That's the thing. Zoe truly loves my stories. Zoe wouldn't attack me and basically pretend to be a male and stuff. That's the thing. No one truly knows about things, now. Now, a lot of you say, well, what is the story? We want to hear the story. The story should be good. Well, so today, one of my short stories is I was thinking of my father, Roy, my stepdad, Roy, the one that adopted me. I was sitting there in the tub scrubbing with Irish Springs, and I was thinking, yeah, this brings back memories when Dad was using it for his bath, just scrubbing away, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, that smells pretty good. Most soaps don't have any smell, you gotta smell a certain smell, but the Irish Spring, and I think, I could buy a case of this, be happy for an entire year, wouldn't have to worry about the soap, but anyways, the story goes, I think I told you guys when hubby was alive, he kept me, when my mother died, when Skyrim came out for PS3, we were playing Skyrim and Oblivion together. It was keeping my mind occupied, And that was one of the things that was very important, to me, was the whole Skyrim thing, And it meant the world to me, thinking about it, And then, that was something that, I was dipped in my head in the bottle for about, whatever. Preppers back then, you basically were prepping, but you didn't prep too hard because, what do you got out there? I lived in the desert, So I was looking at the desert thinking to myself, desert living wasn't bad actually, to be honest. I mean, on an island, you got winds and but you had winds out there too. The problem is in the desert, it's like, unless you had someone who maintained a decent green lawn, everything outside was mostly, you'd look out your window, in the old place, and it was just desert. You walk outside the desert, and, right outside the city limits, you saw cactuses and everything else. I mean, it was just like a blessing by itself, And I always liked the desert to a point. So I always joked to Zoe, desert living in Alaska, but I also was thinking of, a nice little trip, where if she wants the ideas for writing a book, she should check out Greenland. I was playing a game the other day, or not Greenland, Iceland. So the other day I was playing a game, and I Googled something like where's Skyrim's supposed to be. It's supposed to be in Sweden, Denmark, the Scandinavian countries. But if you look at Greenland, or Iceland, they basically based the game on Iceland, and I was like, you know what, that's really cool. So, I went and Googled Iceland last night, did some research, but it's an interesting life, so, so how it is. So, Chloe was, is talking about Iceland, like, oh, would you move to Iceland? Yes, I would. But, the thing is it's an interesting concept, when it comes to, but I enjoyed Chloe's thing about the manager today. She's like, oh, yeah, because I was like, well, you could have gotten better. But, the thing is everyone wants to blame me. You know, and she's like, it's not your fault. Well, no, it isn't. You know, but so I got crayons to send to Zoe. I got uh, several items to do by Monday, so I gotta be frugal with everything. I think the vet bill's like what $70 or something. So Chloe always tries to divide it in half because she thinks it's her pupper too. I was trying to remember the other story I was going to tell you. It was kind of an interesting story. It wasn't too interesting. It was just interesting. So the other day, Dad asked me about coffee. Something about white chocolate bark or something. It was on bark chocolate or something. And I was telling Dad stuff, and Dad's like, oh, look at this. Chloe asked me about a mini fridge for a place. I said, well, you earn it, and you can have a mini fridge, but, it's funny, as a prepper, Hello, how are you? Yep, you got to look closely. You see him moving his belly back and forth. That tells him he's alive. He's just sitting there sleeping. Bunnies sleep the weirdest ways, Anywho, you guys are probably curious. If I can remember that story, I'll tell you, But it was an interesting story, coffee time with Rita, and, So, you know how it is. Chloe's out picking up things. I hope she got the multiplier because the multiplier is what helps you win and make loads. That's the thing. I wanted to. I invest weekly with high jackpot so I can be happy. The multiplier. But Chloe's like, oh well, I hope she did the multiplier. So, anyways, I gotta find my dip real quick. I think I got some mint dip to chew on. Save the cherry one for later. There we go. So I was sitting around scrubbing up, and I was thinking to myself, the stuff that ain't bad, the soap, and it was just an interesting thing, but I'm just excited, Yeah, so I upset, like I said, I upset Zoe, about the whole not being happy with her computer. What I was upset about is the fact that she wanted something compact, so small it could fit in her purse. So I decided to track down stuff that was worthwhile, and then she found a deal at Best Buy, and I was like, yeah, well, whatever floats her boat, But I'm making the joke about computer or ham radio or scanner was just a joke because, frankly, everyone's entitled to a computer, everyone needs a computer, Higgins is entitled to one too, but Higgins has got no money for it, But anyways, where was I talking? Something to do with what was the story? Anyways, I'm going out next week anyways, but I emailed Dinky about some stuff. I got the coffee cup thing figured out, so anyways, just checking on my dip supply. So, people are just, what it is, but still. We gotta take it one day at a time, Glad Chloe got the mail. Zoe loves stories, but I just can't remember what it was. It was a memory I had from back in the day. Oh, I know what it was. Okay, here goes. Before I forget. So, as you know, sometimes people with a mental illness decides to hide stuff, right? Like Chloe will sit there and hide something, and she'll be like, "Oh, well, well." One of the things that I always carried with me in a travel bag was my Game Boy, and batteries. We always had batteries, living on the street. We always kept our Game Boy. The wife and I, Fiona and I, were homeless, and we stood together, test of time. Fortunately, one of the items I bought, right, when family sent me some money and we bought food and everything else, was a Palm Pilot. It was basically my escape to set up to-do lists, and I was doing work, under starlight, under nightlight, under lantern light, whatever, right? We had a little camp stove and a little camping lantern. Yeah, we were homeless and in city parks and then living under bridges, and somebody always had our mansion. But we were like the only ones around. We refused the shelter situation. We didn't want to be raped. We didn't want to be assaulted. So we literally did things, right? And then we met up with extended family, right? Well, one day I turned to the wife and I walked from one side of the park to the other side of the park to the next side of the park to the end of the trail, did everything, right? Wife said, "Oh, someone must have stole it," right? Thinking about it now, I think the wife was upset that I had a Palm Pilot I was using. Took batteries too, it was a non-necessity, okay? And one of you out there say, well, what's the good as a Palm Pilot, right? Palm Pilot had eventually the new screen gets all these dots, on it. So it wasn't like, a newer screen where you don't see the dots. These are the original stylus devices where the dots started coming in, and people would still use them, but eventually you'd have to replace the screen or, you had too many little dots, you look at your screen and have dots, whereas, they didn't think about using Gorilla Glass and other things to protect it, like this here. This has so dad emails me about coffee, again. Oh yeah, Victor Allen's uh peppermint bark coffee, let me look it up. He's like, I said I was looking for a whole bean, the thing is. So, like ground, ground dad, ground, here it is, Victor Allen's right there, peppermint bark, right? Peppermint bark medium roast holiday edition. Here you go. Dad's like, oh, our coffee is so good. It's peppermint bark, and I want whole bean. Here we go. Coffee, white chocolate, peppermint bark. You see, now that is something I can buy myself and just enjoy. But last time I had peppermint coffee, you have to run it on a clean palette. It's a limited edition peppermint mocha. Yeah, their peppermint mocha coffee isn't that great in my opinion. So but I'm gonna look at this. There we go. This one is one left soon, December 13th to the 16th. Yeah, they always say that. One left. One left. You better buy it now. One left. Here we go. White chocolate peppermint bark Bones Coffee Company. See, that's what I'm looking for right there. Bones Coffee Company, right? Ships in 2 to 3 days, because it's Bones Coffee. So Higgins and I have this theory, But anyway, so the story goes, what happened to my device? No notes. The thing is, I used it a lot. I kept notes. I kept work to do list, etc. And one day it went missing. The wife was like, "Oh well, maybe it got stolen." Well, thinking about it, because I was gonna get one for Chloe for like $10 new. Higgins like, absolutely not. She won't use it. Maybe she would, maybe she wouldn't. But the thing is, you got to try something. I'm always thinking of different ideas. But it's like old technology. What invite Higgins is like, it's old technology. You don't need old technology. Well, sometimes the old technology is the best technology. Literally, think of the bag phones, for example. The bag phones were awesome. You had a car phone in a bag. You can have a car phone mounted in your car. You can have a giant brick phone. You can have a flip phone. You can have half a flip phone. You had all these different grandiose phones back then, and they were grandiose because a lot of people didn't have the finances for them. And yet, the point is the point is those are great technology. Think of it. A lot of people used to sit there and think the old CRT TVs would last a long time. It did. Bigger they were, the heavier they were. But think about it. All these people, buying these type of technologies, and it's like go to sleep, go to sleep, and so to me, it's like, the technology was there. Think of the Game Boy. That game was awesome, but then Sega said, oh, we can do better for color. You know how many parents still bought the Game Boy over the Sega Game Gear? Literally think about it. Game Gear sucked batteries, 6 batteries for about 3 hours. Game Boy was like 8 to 10, depending on what you did. You buy Seeing this island's basically dead tonight. It's the other islands that are moving along for a Friday night. Oh, that reminds me. I need to check see if they updated the newspaper this week. I mean, literally, it was funny, on the aspect, that I was thinking of Chloe, maybe if she got Higgins is like, write a note. Buy a notepad. Well, find me a notepad, Higgins, and we can order one. I mean, literally, I put it in the Chloe stocking stuffer, unfortunately. Higgins, I was asking my advocate the other day about wrapping presents. I can't have Chloe wrap her own presents up, and I'm not really a good wrapper. So she's like, I don't know. It reminds me of that little Asian guy. Go downstairs. Put those out and go downstairs. A little Asian guy who was working at Amtrak's boat camp. Go downstairs. Oh, hubby with funny way narrated stories. And, it was funny, I miss him dearly. But, the funny thing is, I never thought about that Palm Pilot till recently, and Higgins is like, no, don't do it. It's bad. Old technology. Well, the problem is the screen gets dots quickly. That was the only thing I could tell you, But I had them for my own, other areas. So, but, it is what it is. So, yeah, a lot of Zoe, not Zoe, Chloe's like, Zoe could be disgusted with you. That's why she hasn't messaged you because, she's disgusted with you because, whatever, even though I mean, literally, a lot of people are saying, there's going to be like a couple outcomes to that package coming out. But, I'm excited to see if she actually gets it. That's the main thing. Because it's going to be awesome. She gets it because that was handy dandy with Dinky. Dinky worked her ass off to make it. Got all these people messaging me. It's like, do you want relationship? No, I don't. So currently it's still in transit. So I think it's going. I hope it doesn't take 3 days by truck. I mean, they're always saying packages UPS going by truck, but Dinky sent out Teddy's, and they loaded it on a plane and sent it directly to Colorado, and then they loaded up a truck and delivered it overnight through I think with Denver to Grand Junction to where Dinky or the Teddy lived. Teddy lives not, and then they delivered it from that hub, I think it was like Denver, Grand Junction, something like that, and it went straight on to her place, something like that. And Teddy was happy as hell with the, but yeah, there's like little notepads, and et cetera, so, a lot of people said to me, that story was important to me to tell you because, back then I was homeless, it's like, but nowadays, I mean, they even had the old, I had the first Windows tablet phone, that was with a pen, that was interesting and it didn't work that well. And that data was expensive. And then I had a BlackBerry at one time, thought BlackBerry was great, but, thinking about it, that's old technology, if you had a pen, and you can just, you're working it, but otherwise, old Blackberries really sucked, it had those little tic-tac keyboards. And, the story goes, my husband and I had Blackberries, and, we didn't like the tic-tac keyboards. So, so.
If you're done with your video, I'll cook the pot pies. Do one each of the filling. Here's organic Valley milk. It's organic milk.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Something to try, milk, organic drinking milk.
And here's your mac and cheese, the white cheddar, which is sharp white cheddar, which expires in April 16th.
So they didn't have any problems then, huh?
And
how many more of the cheddar Hardy did they have to pull?
A lot. And here's the Mega Millions.
Did you get the multiplier too for me?
It's just the Mega Millions.
Yeah, the multipliers will give you the Mega Millions. Oh well, don't worry about it. It's just this. You see, without the multiplier, you don't get the Mega Millions.
Oh, so that's useless.
It's okay if you win. You can win like $20 million, so it's still good. So with no win tonight, which we'll check on this. Probably not a winner, and then next week next Tuesday we'll get the multiplier, which is fine. This is why I was talking to Higgins about that Palm Pilot device. For Chloe, it might be outdated technology, but Chloe can put it in her purse, and beep it up with batteries. It's got a to-do list, which would really help her with making sure she gets everything. But Higgins, buy a notepad. One of those like compact notepads. I should Google and see if there's any on.
I could go back and get the multipliers.
The lotto's already called tonight. They do it at midnight Eastern time, so gotta wait till Tuesday then. If there's a winner, there's a winner. If not, well, don't worry about it. Don't dwell on it. You didn't know. That's why I was gonna look up and
If one of us wins $20 million, that's fine.
$20 million. Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
Well, it's still a lot of money compared to what we have.
Well, I know. So I'm looking for a pocket notebook right here. I found a couple. This one's got a calculator. This might come in handy for Chloe with the calculator. Higgins was joking about that. Here's this one. It comes with 12 pieces. It's a pocket notebook. That's you get extra paper. 10 pieces notepad holder set and a pen. This is what I'm looking for right here that you just put in there and carry. That one's cool. It's got a little leather book. Ooh, I like the leather. This would probably come in handy for a year.
So would it multiply by how much?
$300 and some million or something.
Should have gotten it.
Well, don't worry about it. 20 million is fine enough too. Oh yeah, this is great.
We probably didn't win anyways.
Yeah, well, I'll check. If you guys see me say I have to go really quickly, that means I won, and you guys aren't going to ever see me ever again. So, see, it says here, Friday's next jackpot's 400 million on Tuesday, so there was none, but I'm going to check anyways. So, okay, so we have...
So next Tuesday, I'm going to have to buy some more tickets.
Yeah, so none of these won. That's the thing. Look at this. None of them won. The Mega Ball is that. So, yeah, we didn't win at all.
Yeah, it's luck.
Yeah, well, God, Megaplier, no. See, it says right there, Megaplier, no. Megaplier 4 times. So, if you get it, it's 4 times. We'll get the Megaplier next time. Yeah, Tuesday. There we go. So, it's up to 400 million. So, we'll get the Megaplier on Tuesday. We're not worrying about it. I'm not worried about it. Chloe's not worried about it. The tickets were bought, and this is for what? Okay, so it's this week's, right? So we didn't win. But, if we won $400 million, I'd despair. I am out of here. Anyways, let's have some more coffee. We'll see, I only asked for organic milk and a lotto ticket. The guy says, here's some clothes. No, not really, dude. She thought of the pot pies. I wanted mac and cheese tonight. That's what I was planning, the mac and cheese dinner, but it is what it is, So there we have it. So Dad's gonna be calling soon, anyways, in like 12 minutes. So Got a couple minutes left with you. Chloe still got my phone, so she'll have to run it out to me, and Dad will be like, "Oh, Chloe has your phone. How does Chloe have your phone?" I was thinking of buying her another flip phone. Keep mine on hand, but you know, a lot of people say, "Oh, you're just using a phone to keep an eye on her." No, I just, we know why track phone disabled the other phone is because of it was being used for nefarious purposes, So, a lot of people say, you bring in more money, you buy the um yeah, you give Chloe the phone. Well, I applied, through the food stamp program, so but I emailed Dinky the you know so Dad emailed me or texted me. Mm-hmm. I have the Kahlua Christmas blend. Oh my God, the Kahlua blend was not good. The Christmas blend of Kahlua coffee wasn't that good. So, anyways, so pot pies tonight. I was hoping for mac and cheese. The white cheddar. That wouldn't be too bad. Shovel it in with a thing of Spam. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Pot pie wouldn't be too bad. Or do the white cheddar on Sunday. Got 3 pages, 2.5 pages to work on video reviews. Still need to get that done. Also was thinking of, Chloe wants to go to food bank, so I said, she's gonna have to make a couple trips tomorrow. She's like, oh, I can pick something else up. So, give me guys a minute. I gotta use the restroom. Don't pee in my coffee cup or poop coffee. Got my phone? Yeah,
Yep. I'll give it to you then. After Poppy, I'll do the dishes. Here.
Bark, bark. Yes, we know you're not a dog, Dad. Yeah, right. I know how it is in the peppermint bark thing, you know. So, anyways. Yeah, well, I found a similar thing, white chocolate peppermint bark from Bones Coffee. That looks good. The other one's in K cups. I can't use K cups. I don't have a K cup maker. You know. So, anyways, what's new? Hey, did you hear about Patty Murray becoming the President Tim Pro for the Senate? Yeah, she's a Washington senator. That's after like 30 years being a senator or something. She's now President Tim Pro, which they say is the third most powerful person next to the vice president. I always thought the Speaker of the House was the third in command. I guess what? The Speaker of the House is fourth? Hmm.